When you tell God you'll do something, do it now. God takes no pleasure in foolish drivel. Vow it, then do it. Far better not to vow in the first place than to vow and not pay up. Don't let your mouth make a total sinner of you. This topic runs deep because there are three separate parts to this. There is your relationship with yourself about this topic, there's a relationship with others around this, and three, your relationship with the world and God himself. I'm sure all of you guys have encountered that person or that friend, acquaintance, whoever, like whatever the person is you're interacting or dealing with. I'm sure we've all had that experience where you meet up with a person, whoever it is, your friend, acquaintance, or work situation, whatever it is. You pick a day and time, and that day and time comes around and they either flake last minute or they just don't show up or they're super late. And how does that make you feel? It's natural what happens here. The trust in that person's word, how seriously you take their words from there on forward, is diminished into very little particles, as if it is no longer existing. It is that person, not only did they not respect their own word, they are not respecting your time. So that's what's going on in their world. And no matter how much benefit of a doubt you want to give that person, this experience of that friendship, dynamic, whatever it is no longer the same, because in the future, are they going to do it again? That trust is 100% questioned. That person is going to need to say something and mean it 100 times, 1,000 times before that trust is recovered or healed again, whatever that amount is. So let's start with the most important relationship you're going to have in this entire lifetime, which is your relationship with yourself. And when it comes to saying what you do and doing what you say you're going to do, I feel like that's the same thing said in two different ways. Whether you're conscious of this, subconsciously, your soul, your body, your whole energetic field knows everything is being accounted for, everything is being registered, everything that is being said and done. Your brain is making so many decisions in a single day, and every minute, every second, every hour, every single moment in your time, you are learning new things, you are taking in your experience of life. And when it comes to decision making, and you say you're going to do a thing, whether even if it's a very small thing where you say you're going to go wake up at a certain time, or saying you're going to go to the gym and then actually going to the gym or not going to the gym, your subconscious mind registers this, and it's this trust that you have within yourself if you're actually going to do it or not. And this trust within yourself matters so much more than you realize, because in a way, God is working through you and it's testing if you are truly ready for what you're asking for. And if it's about the topic of fitness and you say you're going to go to the gym and you want a super fit body, God is testing you. Do you really want that body? Let's see if she or he says or does what he or she says that they're going to do. Are they going to show up to the gym? Are they going to do what they say they're going to set out to do? And God wants to tell you guys today that if you do what you say you're going to do, because a lot of you guys, I feel, are on the right path. You are thinking the right thoughts. You are setting out for yourself on a really positive, beautiful, fulfilling, purpose-driven path with the decisions and the thoughts you're having and making these days. The only missing piece is possibly the follow through of it, the follow through of your word. Is there something that you've been meaning to quit? Is there something that you said you're gonna do but you're not doing it? Because God wants to reward you after you have done what you said you're gonna do. Build that trust within yourself. Have that healthy relationship with you and your word, because your subconscious registers every single thing. God registers everything that you've ever said and prayed to him about. He hears you, he listens to you. And it's these moments is like, are you serious about what you're asking for? Show it to me. Show it to me that you are serious through your words, through your actions. Even though you're living your life day in, day out, maybe, alone, doing your thing, but God sees everything that you do. And then the second part to all of this is your relationship to others. And everyone that you meet truly is just a reflection of you. Going out into the world, interacting with people is so productive in seeing where you're at in your spiritual journey, because they will quite literally reflect back who you are as a person and how you are behaving and how you are interacting in your inner world, because that will be reflected in your outer world. Are the people around you being nice to you? Are the people around you being sweet to you? This is a reflection of how you are within yourself. If you're sweet to yourself, you're nice to yourself, you have a good relationship with yourself, you trust yourself, people, your outer world is going to reflect back the same experiences of yourself within yourself, also in the exterior. So if people are not following through with their words, are you following through with your words? I find that when as I'm evolving in my own personal journey, and I am building more and more trust, more and more respect for myself, all these people in the past that may have not shown me the respect that I wanted them to is so easily falling away. I don't tolerate it anymore. And they can choose to either grow and show up in the way that I show up for myself, which is in a higher standard, in a higher regard, or they simply just fall away. It's nothing more complicated than that simple fact of life. So when you show up to yourself, first and foremost, that you stick to your word, you say you're going to show up and meet this person on Tuesday at 1 p.m. and you show up on Tuesday at 1 p.m. You now can trust yourself in the future. You have built that trust within yourself that you will do as you say. And you also build that trust within that person that you will show up, and so they take your word seriously. They take your way of being seriously. Because if you don't take yourself seriously and they see that, whether consciously or subconsciously, they're gonna realize or just feel like they can fuck around with you, because you're also fucking around with yourself. Again, don't let your mouth make a total sinner of you. I just pulled a card, and if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, I am an energy reader. I mostly do tarot readings in this channel, but sometimes I also do these types of videos where I'm more facing the camera and just talking to you about life and development and collective energy. So I pulled a card Play. In this topic of discipline, basically discipline within yourself and your words and sticking to your words, however people show up in your life, if they are not sticking to your words, that's still have nothing to do with you. That's them and their relationship with their words, and you can either accept it or not. I personally, I've invited you to something that I've done, and me personally, if we decide to meet up at a certain time and you don't show up, or it's flaky, or it's got that flaky energy in general, I no longer trust you. Unless it's for a very good reason, of course. There's always empathy and compassion that we haven't touched on in this video, but in the light of discipline and words and following through with it, when someone can trust you, when you can trust you, when God can trust you, that's where play can happen. That's where joy and being free-spiritedness can happen. Because look, we have all these things, this structure, this foundation that's there, which is trust, which is respect within yourself, and people respect and trust you. That's when you can trust each other. That's where God can trust you to make things happen and allow more joy to come into your life, where you'll be rewarded by you putting in the effort of showing up for yourself and showing up for your life, showing up for the world, showing up for God. This whole topic, I also pulled another card. It says child, and this is a really good point, because Imagine you are doing anything around a child and they have this new lens. They are, if you tell a child you're going to do something and you don't, like children are so, their brains are so mushy and gushy, and they will believe everything you do and say. And when you say you're going to do something, their entire existence is engulfed by these words. When you say you're going to bring them to McDonald's, that's all they're thinking about. They're completely consumed by that thought, and they really trust your word. Children will trust wholeheartedly. They will trust without needing any proof. They don't You don't need to earn a child's trust. They just trust. They come out of the womb trusting the world. It's such a beautiful way to live. And so treat yourself like a child. Would you lie to a child? When you say you're going to bring that child to McDonald's, are you gonna just all of a sudden, for some reason, not go to McDonald's? Like that rest assured that child will never believe you ever again. The relationship with that child is no longer the same if you don't do it. They're traumatized. They're over there thinking that they can't trust the world ever again because of your actions. So that's an extreme case of, and this matters in all the smallest little details, all the smallest little decisions you make, and the things that you tell yourself you're gonna do. And speaking of children and childlike joy and excitement, does this thing that you say you're gonna do bring excitement and joy? Like, that is a starting point of what you even are promising yourself and promising the world and promising God. Like, is this promise exciting you? Is it in alignment with who you are as a person? And does it make your heart feel full? Does it make you happy and excited to make this decision? Is this in alignment with your goals, your bigger trajectories and your dreams that you have? Have that childlike wonder and make your decisions based off of your inner childlike wonder. And more examples surrounded around children and your inner child. Say you're gonna pick up your child, whether you have children or not, you get it. If you are telling a child you're going to pick them up after school at 3, and 3 o'clock comes around, you don't pick that child up. Whatever happens, maybe life got busy, whatever it is, something happened, or you're just the type of person that doesn't stick to your words. So that child now is waiting for you, anticipating you at 3 p.m. You don't show up on time. Maybe you show up a little late, half an hour late, of course, like within a few minutes, whatever is within reason. There's flexibility there. But say you're half an hour late, that child now is developing abandonment issues. It's like, where's my mom? Where's that person? They said that they're gonna be here, and they're just all mopey, kicking a rock or something. And on a small scale, when you say you're gonna do something and you don't do it, a part of you is going to feel a kind of way. Whether if it was to show up to an appointment, showing up for yourself at the gym, showing up for yourself for a new dream project that you've always wanted to do, following through with the small steps that take you to the life that you are hoping to create for yourself. All these little things matter. Every little thing that you say and that maybe you haven't gone through with, it all matters. It's building that trust within yourself. And the third point, which I feel like we've gone over this and I've weaved it into everything that we've talked about already, is your relationship with the world, your universe, and God himself. In a lot of ways, God will test you in many different ways, but this is definitely one of them. When you say and make a vow to him, he will see if you really mean it. I keep picking the health and fitness gym example because it's the easiest and we can all relate to that so easily, but this can relate to maybe a business that you want to start. It can relate to you wanting to move to a different city. It could be you striving to attract or build and nurture a healthy relationship with your partner. It can mean you showing up for your children in a certain way. It could mean you cultivating friendships in a certain way. But the easiest one and related to your situation If you say that you want to have a healthy body, you do need to make those lifestyle changes that are sustainable, those eating habits that are sustainable, those, committing to this lifestyle of working out. And it doesn't have to mean going to the gym. You can also commit to a lifestyle of running more, becoming a runner, or becoming a hiker, or whatever activity it is that you choose to take on. So you say you want to be healthy. This is one way God will test you. You say you want to do this one thing. So God says, let's see if he is going to go do the thing. God will reward you. God wants to reward you. That is a collective channeled feeling I have for everyone that's tuning into this channel. God wants to reward you right now. God wants you to receive the blessings right now. He wants to give it to you. What might be in the way is you not following through with your words. Some of you guys, most of you guys, because we're on this topic. So let's address this thing that he wants you to show up for yourself, show up for your words, show up for him so that he can give you the harvest. I pulled the harvest card. He wants to give you the basket of things that you've been asking for. He wants to give you all these resources. He wants to give you what you've been asking for. Because if you don't take yourself seriously, how can he? He wants to see if he wants to see if you really mean what you say. He wants to see if you are serious about this thing that you want to achieve for yourself. He wants to see if you really mean it. It sounds to me like you guys have talked about this for a long time. It sounds to me like you guys have been and I feel like you guys want this for a long time. You have maybe went on your path and done the things that you want to get the results that you're looking for. But maybe sometimes you guys fall off and go back to old habits. Observe. So have things been going your way? Have things in your life been the way you want it to? And do you need to start building those new habits? Are you going to need to start making new decisions? Because if you've been doing your life in this certain way for this long, and this is the result that it yields, this is the reality that you're in, is it what you want? If it's not, then we're going to have to look at doing things entirely differently and starting with small steps, like some of you guys, back to the health, like going for runs every single day. Yeah, that's what it takes. Going to the, people starting in fitness journeys, that's what it takes. I've seen people start their fitness journeys that yields incredible results, lost so much weight, they look amazing. And they did go to the gym for 4 to 6 times a week. I know people that go to the gym every single day, no rest days, because they have that willpower, they have the discipline. They're doing what they sought out to do. They said that they're doing what they said they're going to do. And they're being rewarded for their efforts. They're being rewarded for having that respect for themselves, their own words, and to God. And now God has rewarded them. And this can translate into so many different things, my dears. Is it a business? Is it a consistency in doing something within your business? Is it a consistency in marketing something? Is it a consistency in showing up in a certain relationship, whether it's your, friends or your partner or your relationship with your mom and dad, stuff like that. It's what did you say you're gonna do? Let's do it because God wants to reward you now. All my love, see you in the next one.